Whoa, howdy there, partner. I hear there's some Badlands cards to be excavating around these parts. Isn't that right, duders? Well, in order to start getting the treasures I'm gonna need a trusty shovel. Yeah. This 1 mana 1/3. Look at it. This'll do it. I'm thinking this spot's gonna be good. Oh, looky there. An antique flinger.
So my first card is Blood Rock Coat Shovel, a 1 mana 1/3 weapon, Death Rattle, excavate a treasure. Generally, 3 durability on a 1 mana weapon is really good. Rogue has had quite a bit of Death Rattle synergy in the past with weapons and with minions. So Death Rattle, excavate a treasure, super good. A lot of value, a lot of damage in this. Solid weapon. All right, so we have the Antique Flinger. 4 mana, 5/4 battle cry. If you've excavated twice, destroy an enemy minion. We've seen Rogue have a lot of the 4 to 6 mana battle cry combo, destroy an enemy minion. These are always really good. They're always core to Rogue. 4 mana, 5/4 is already premium stats for the mana cost. And then battle cry, just kill an enemy minion for excavating twice, which seems really easy based on all the excavate we've seen so far. On top of that, excavate, it's not like invoke or some of the previous mechanics we had where you're not really getting a lot of value for it. These excavate cards are really good in themselves, and then each time you excavate, the card is just getting better. So this seems like an absolute insane rogue card for excavate, especially, again, all the breakdance and shadow steps that you can do. Just the removal of this card in 4 mana in a premium body just seems good.
So I recently just met a kind fellow at the tavern. He had a drilled bitty hands, and he had a big hat. He said he would help us as long as I made sure I played him on curve on turn 4 every time I draw him off the top. Let me introduce you to my friend.
All right, we have Drilly the Kid. This card is huge, very powerful. New Rogue Legendary, 4 mana, 4/3 mech. Battle Cry, Quick Draw, and Death Rattle. 3 keywords on this bad boy. Excavate a treasure. So on 1 4 mana card, you get potentially 3 excavates. This is huge. I was told when shown this card that yes, Shadow Step was in mind when they designed something like this. We'll see how it gets played. Just the insane quantity of treasures you're going to be able to achieve with Drilly the Kid. And if you're going to be excavating in Rogue, you're going to need this guy because the payoff for excavating in Rogue might just be the best treasure that we've seen thus far this expansion. Let's see what I dig up in the Badlands next.
Hurry up! Ideal! Looks like there's a good spot right over here. Dudes, what are you doing? This is no time to be playing cards.
I didn't dig this one up. Duders did. 7 mana, 7/7s, deal 7 damage to a minion. Draw 7 cards. This is a massive rogue spell. So stuff like Trickster now has a lot of uses. A lot of the cards that generate random spells when cast, like the Prison of Yogg-Saron, has a draw 7 in there now. I highly doubt this is going to be used a lot for the 7 damage from the minion. This is definitely just going to be used to draw a ton out of your deck. Ways to discount this to 3 or 4 is going to be big. The 7 is, again, probably just an upside for triple of 7s. For a card like this, in my mind, it's going to be hard to find a way to fit this in the Rogue because you're already going to be excavating all these treasures which are going to your hand, and then you have a lot of like bounce back abilities, and then on top of that, drawing 7 more cards. It's just a lot of cards in your hand. You've got to spend a lot of mana for it. So I don't know if this will be in an excavate Rogue, but anything that's like a draw 7, it's probably going to get played in some miracle / combo Rogue deck eventually.
Dude, we've already excavated this spot 8 times already. Are you sure that there's something? Oh, the ground is moving.
And our last card, absolutely massive, the 4 mana 5/5 elemental beast, the Azurite Scorpion. Battle Cry, get 4 random spells. So you just get it. And if you've excavated 8 times, they cost 0. So the first time that you get this card, obviously you won't have excavated 8 times, so they will cost mana. But basically the second time you generate the Scorpion is when they're going to cost 0. And as we know with Drilly the Kid, Shadow Step, the weapon, there's a ton of ways for Rogue to just excavate super, super fast. So I'm assuming this is going to get done pretty quickly. And the random spells, man, I mean, Rogue is just doing Rogue things here. And this is going to cheat a lot of games. The Scorpion is going to absolutely obliterate some people, but it's also probably going to whiff sometimes. But the fact that you get 4 random spells and you can Shadow Step just this card afterwards or break dance them, and you just like keep generate, like, this is so much value in one card. I do not see how this deck could be bad, how it loses to any control deck. I mean, this is just an insane value generator, an insane game ender, and it's gonna create a lot of highlights for us. I can tell you that right now. So fantastic cards to cover here. Super stoked for Rogue. Thanks again to the Hearthstone team for providing me the opportunity to be able to show off these cards firsthand. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, guys, I'm Robert Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.